Every day, everywhere I go, people express concerns and fears about public safety. My name is Scott Jensen, and I'm running to be the next governor of Minnesota. And if the politicians aren't going to talk about it openly and honestly, I'm going to. Let's talk about public safety. Can't have the conversation unless you talk about the root cause. What's the root cause? We're talking about crime. What's the C stand for? The C stands for cops. Arguably, Minneapolis is at 50% strength. They should have somewhere around 1,200 policemen and policewomen on the streets, and they don't. They've got less than 600. We need to put cops on the street. We can't solve lawlessness any other way. The idea of defunding police is just silly talk. That's just political pandering. That's rhetoric. We've got to put cops in the street, and we have to respect the work they do. We've got to realize that every day, every shift they cover, man or woman, they're putting their life on the line. They never know when things are going to go wrong. And 99% of the cops plus do good work. Every profession, every field, every industry has people that slip up, make mistakes, to be sure. But we've seen this pendulum swing so far out here. We've got a lawlessness that I've never seen in my life. The R. We got to realize that reform is happening every day. We don't need the legislature to tell the healthcare industry or the policing industry or the education industry how to reform. It's going on all the time. Now, can we assist? Oh, to be sure. Can we help fund studies and research and tap into how other agencies are doing it? To be sure. Can we spend valuable dollars to intersect data banks so that cops can have more instantaneous data? To be sure. But folks, reform is happening, and we want it to accelerate, and police want it to accelerate too. They want to do the best work they can. Don't kid yourself. The I, incarceration. Nobody likes to think about incarcerating someone else, but if you've got a felon committing crimes with guns, and his or her bullets are ricocheting off of buildings and hitting 6-year-old kids, and we've so jeopardized our communities that parents are hesitant to let their children go out in the backyard and play, to get on the trampoline. If this is what's happening, then we have to ask ourselves, why? Well, we've got county prosecutors all over the state plea bargaining sentences from what should be 5 to 10 years down to a couple of months. And oh, by the way, they'll count the time that you were in jail waiting for your trial. So literally, the day the trial ends and you plead guilty, you're on the streets again. There's got to be some accountability at every level. This is a Minnesota problem. When we compromise our public safety as dramatically as we have over the last 13 months, you're going to see all Minnesotans make adjustments. They're not going to support perhaps the Twins like they might have. Attendance is down. Have you had a lot of people ask you lately if you want to go downtown Minneapolis to have a nice dinner? Minnesotans across the state have invested in Minneapolis. This hurts all of us. And we have to realize too that public safety isn't a one-size-fits-all. There's problems in Minneapolis and St. Paul that are different from Worthington or Hutchinson or Rochester or Duluth. But the fact of the matter is, this is a Minnesota problem, and we need to understand that. And lastly, the E. We need engagement. We need thoughtful engagement from our elected leaders. Have you heard solutions, real solutions, coming from the governor or the mayor of Minneapolis? Have you heard the voices of the sheriffs? Are we elevating those voices? But we need to have real engagement, not political rhetoric. We need to say, how do we make things better? How do we overcome this jarring, stunning loss of confidence in public safety? Cops, reform, incarceration, owning it as a Minnesota problem, engaging with real voices from our elected leaders, leaders who aren't worried about the next election, but are worried about problem solving. That's where we have to go. But it does start with cops. Remember, America has enemies from without and from within. From without, we have our military and we respect and honor them. From within, we lean on a different kind of, if you will, support. We look at our policemen and women. We look at our National Guard. We need to respect and honor the work they do. Both matter immensely, and it matters to all of us that public safety has got to be a critical issue in this campaign over the next 18 months. Thank you.